The dude is just amazingly hilarious, and we had an opportunity to catch up with him right here on the show. Jeff Foxworthy.
It's me.
Hey! What is going on? First of all, this is the Obie and Little Shawn morning show here in beautiful Orlando, Florida.
Nice and humid Orlando, Florida.
I'll tell you what, man, it is pretty hot. Where are you right now?
I'm in Atlanta. We're underwater. We had flooding the kids are out of school today. That's how much flooding.
No way.
Mm-hmm.
Jeff Foxworthy on with the Obie and Little Shawn. Hey, and I watched the show earlier this week, and your first contestant, that rocker guy, was a little crazy.
we have a lot of crazy with it. Yeah, because I always said doing stand-up. I base my stand-up on the idea that everybody's family is crazy. Which is why you need to go to the state fair every year or so, because it really does make you feel better about your own family, you know?
That's great.
It's kind of like watching fifth grader, because you're thinking, we have the stupidest relatives on the planet, and then you watch it and you're like, no, we're not in first place. We're okay.
Oh, my goodness. My goodness. Well, the only problem with the state fair here is you could get shot at this one.
Oh, you could get shot at all of them. You go see people at the fair, and you're like, where do they live the rest of the day? You could show their picture to people in Africa, and they would send them money to help them.
Oh, man.
There's some strange rangers at the state fair.
We've got our man, Jeff Foxworthy.
Who just kicked off a new season of You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader.
Yeah, and let's see if we can put him on the hot seat. He's on hold right here.
Jeff.
It's me.
What is going on? First of all, this is the Obie and Little Shawn morning show here in beautiful Orlando, Florida.
Nice and humid Orlando, Florida.
I'll tell you what, man, it is pretty hot. Where are you right now?
I'm in Atlanta. We're underwater.
No way, still?
Damn, still.
Had a good look over there. Jeff Foxworthy on with the Obie and Little Shawn morning show. And did you ever know, when you started your comedy career, Jeff, that you would be the most selling comedy recording artist of all time?
Yeah, that's kind of... I keep thinking it ought to be like Cosby or somebody. But, that's what they tell me. I was like anybody else. I started out doing it because I love doing it. I think it's like a musician or anybody else. Nobody really thinks they're going to make it in the business. You just do it because you love doing it. And one day you look up and go, oh, my God, it actually worked.
Well, speaking of doing business, because you enjoy doing it, I know you have that book out, right? How to Really Stink at Work. Please tell us about that.
I actually had a real job. I worked at IBM for 5 years. And when we were doing the Blue Collar Tour, I was talking to a guy backstage one day, and he said, I can't imagine you working at IBM. And I said, no, Brian, I was there for 5 years, but I wasn't really doing a lot of work. I mean, we worked 3 times harder trying not to work.
You're a bad influence on us corporate people, you know what I mean? So we're on with Jeff Foxworthy, and if you could, are you smarter than a fifth grader? Walk us through the process. Do you actually know the answers to these questions, Jeff?
Yeah, I have a little earpiece, but I have the answers on those blue cards, but I try not to look at them because I kind of like playing the game as the show goes on.
To see if you get the right answer as well?
Yeah, and I probably know half of them. I mean, the kids...
I know, some of these are hard.
Play for charity, and I said, it's just better if everybody thinks I'm an idiot than...
I think this is a one-in-a-lifetime thing. Being that we have Jeff Foxworthy on with the Obie and Little Shawn show, it's time to put you in the hot seat, and let's see if Jeff Foxworthy is smarter than a fifth grader.
Oh, no, this is not going to be pretty.
All right, Jeff Foxworthy, your questions are coming from our fifth graders here in Orlando, and the first question comes from New Frontier Academy. Go ahead, girl.
My name is Joy Angeliano, and I go to New Frontier Academy. Mr. Foxworthy, what is the plural name for a moose?
Okay, good question. Like more than one moose.
Yes.
I think it's just moose.
All right. Okay. You advance to the third grader
question number 2. Thanks for holding on, Cindy. Go ahead, baby girl.
Hi, I'm Cindy, and I'm from McCoy Elementary.
Aww.
I have a question for Mr. Foxworthy. What is the word for a person, place, or thing? Is it a noun, a verb, or a prefix?
That's a noun.
There you go! The final question comes to us from Armando Diaz, a fifth grader here in Orlando. 2 for 2.
Hey, it's Armando Diaz, and I'm calling from Stanton Elementary in Deltona. Mr. Foxworthy, in the Constitution, how long have you must live in the United States to become president?
Good question.
The answer is...
How long?
Coming up right after this.
Oh my God, that's great, man. That
More
is
with Jeff
classic.
Foxworthy on the Obie and Little Shawn show as we move on. It's through Power 95.3. Oh, by the way, Jeff, the answer to that question was 14 years, brother.
Never would have known.
You see? Now you know.
I just lost all my money. There we go.
Yeah, but you got an opportunity to be on the Uno They Did song of the day. We'll have him pick it today right here on the Obie and Little Shawn show.
It's here, Orlando.
Can you say, oh, no, they didn't?
Woo, child, we're hanging out with Mr. Jeff Foxworthy, seeing if he's smarter than a fifth grader.
You got 2 out of 3. That's like a B minus.
Wow.
Now, you got to pick today's Ooh, No, They Didn't song of the day,
throwback.
Jeff. That means you got to take us back to one of your favorite old school throwbacks.
You know, what about like the old Walk This Way?
Oh, that's a good one.
Definitely a good record.
See, yeah, because it brings in a little bit of like the redneck mullet, era.
That was the song that actually crossed over hip-hop into mainstream.
But you know what? A lot of the rednecks have, Chris Spencer used to open up for me, and one time he came to me and he said, hey, me and a couple of the Wayans brothers want to write a book you might be ghetto with.
Oh, wow.
But we just wanted to make sure it was cool with you. And I said, yeah, it's cool, but I want to sit down and write it with just because I liked writing them. And we would get into laughing fits over how many things things that were redneck and ghetto at the same, like if your working television sits on top of your non-working television. And I would go, no, that's redneck. They were like, no, that's ghetto. Or if your mother's never
that's great.
If your mother's never had her entire foot in a pair of shoes,
Oh my God.
That's awesome.
Well, let's get into it. Today's Ooh, No, They Didn't song of the day. Call us back, 47295-9595. Tell us the artist and the year that it came out, and you'll get yourself this Halloween Horror Night tickets.
Yeah, baby, right here, Obie and Little Shawn show. New Power 95.3.